Good morning, good morning, good morning. I think it's still morning. Yes, it is. So, welcome to today's teaching. I'm Dr. Deborah Taylor, and today I want to talk to you about a very important topic. It's a very serious topic, but it's a topic that artists and writers alike tend to deal with, and that's the topic of plagiarism. Plagiarism. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is when you take someone else's work and you do not give them credit for it. That's a very serious offense in the academic world. Plagiarism can cost you your career, it can cost you some finances, and it can get you kicked out of school. So, just to reset, I'm Dr. Deborah Taylor. I'm the author of The Scribe Watchman and the co founder of the Writers Inkhorn International. So, I want to just share with you a few things that you can do as a writer when you may stumble across something that someone has taken and used for their own pleasure, used for their own financial gain, even. So, I have my notes here. Sometimes this works and sometimes this doesn't, but and hopefully you will never have to get to the point where you actually have to secure an attorney to get this individual from taking your work. Hopefully you will never have to contend with a legal battle. But let me tell you, it happens. It has happened to me, and it is a very frustrating thing. And you can make the decision to just let it go, or you can make the decision. You can say, "This is very valuable to me." So one of the things I do want to talk to you about is the word copywriting. When you copyright something, the minute you write something down, the minute you take your pen and your paper and you begin to write it down, it is automatically copyrighted. That's something you need to know. Whether you write on your hand, whether you write on a notepad, whether you take up a napkin and write something down, the minute you write it, it becomes copyrighted. Now, excuse me. Now, the thing about copyrights is it is automatically copyrighted, but to get it registered with the United States Copyright Office, you have to go through a different process. You have to actually send your material to the Library of Congress, but you can still pursue someone legally, even if you don't have it registered with the U.S. Office of the Copyright Office here in the U.S. You can still do that as long as you can prove that that work is yours. For example, I had an individual who literally has taken some of my work. Now, I could pursue this and I could say, you know what? I don't want you to have it. And that's my work, that's my intellectual property. And I struggled for it. But you know what? Some things I just let go. It's not worth it. They're not worth it. When God gives you something and it's your vision, they can only run so far, they can only go so far. And it just depends on how much weight you put on your particular work. Now, if I decide later I change my mind, I probably still can pursue this individual, but I won't do it. It's freely we give in that particular case. But anyway, if you stumble across something where someone has taken some of your work, and I have had to do this before, you can, number one, you can send a cease and desist letter. You can either have it drafted up by an attorney, or you can find some information where you draft it up yourself. You can send a cease and desist letter. You can do it through email. You can send it the postal service, however you want to do it, and whatever is comfortable for you. The next thing you can do is if you see something that's within an article and you find something, you can provide that person with the URL and say, you know what? I don't know if you know about this, but this is my work and I need to be credited for it. Sometimes that's all you want. Sometimes all you want is someone to acknowledge that this work doesn't belong to them, that it really belongs to you. So that's something you may want to kind of think about. Do you want them to just give you credit, or do you want them to take it down completely? The next thing you can do is you can actually contact the hosting site, and you can let them know that this is your work. But let me share this with you. Make sure that it is your work. Don't just go around harassing people in a malicious way, because it will come back to bite you in a very ugly way. So you don't want to do that. And there's some other things that you can do in order to make sure that this work is credited properly. I'm a big advocate against plagiarism. I'm a teacher by trade. I teach writing. I've taught writing to graduate students. I don't I think when a person has labored and put in the work to create intellectual property, that you need to at least give them credit. Even if you are paraphrasing, you are responsible for giving that particular author credit for the work that he or she has produced. That's something I'm really big on. It sometimes it takes a lot of time. Sometimes we go through a lot of. I know me. I publish things, and I know it is very frustrating when you labored and you have literally gone through the process of the research and the writing of something, and someone comes along and takes it as if it's theirs. Just do me a favor, do yourself a favor, and give that person credit, because I've seen people that have produced things and have had to pay a lot of money to that individual because they were able to prove that their work belonged to him or her. And you see it all the time. I mean, you really do. You see it as um, even these big name stars, these celebrities. Sometimes they think that nobody knows about this little obscure person who has this fantastic dance move, and they go and they take their work, and then that particular artist can come back and sue them because they can prove that their work is theirs. So again, some things you can do. You can send them an email and say, hey, can you take this down? This belongs to me. You can actually go through the process of sending a cease and desist letter. Or you can go to the host site and you can say, look, this belongs to me. If there's an article that somebody has published within their website, you can let that individual who is hosting that site know that that work belongs to you. So until next time, this is Dr. Deborah Taylor signing off. Be transformed the right way. And please, guys, please don't plagiarize.